Okay, so making New Year's resolutions. I'm sure that, I don't know if anybody has already made their, New Year's resolutions, but, many times, when it's really many times it can be challenging, to stick to, New Year's resolutions. So I'll give you some tips on what to do to stick to your New Year's resolutions. Okay, so starting 2021, we're only into 1 month of 2021. It's the last day in January. So tomorrow's the 1st of February. So 1 month down. 11 more months to go. So it's still a great time. To think about what you would like to accomplish this year. And I know that it's crazy times, with corona and the lockdowns, but don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you from dreaming big and coming up with good resolutions for this year. So starting 2021, maybe you plan to start 2021 with a new resolve to quit smoking. This is a popular one, for people that smoke. Lose weight. Losing weight is always a very big New Year's resolution. Exercise more and not sweat the small stuff. I think definitely, these are all very popular, New Year's resolutions, but specifically this not sweat the small stuff, and especially now, I think that with everything that has happened, last year and is continuing to happen now, it's really made people, like think about what is really important in life, right? So yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. Focus on the bigger things in life. So yeah, so maybe these resolutions sound familiar. I mean, maybe they're just like the ones you made a year ago. So how can you ensure that your determination to get healthier in 2021 sticks around past Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day is around the corner as well. So you by creating new habits, creating new habits is key to stick to your resolutions. Okay, so creating new habits. So creating new habits takes time and energy and discipline as well. A new behavior won't become an automatic overnight, but you may enjoy some of its benefits fairly quickly. Also, as you start to take walks regularly or engage in stress soothing practices frequently, you'll find you won't feel quite right if you stop. So that's a great incentive to continue. So keep nudging yourself in the direction you'd like to go, and try the following 7 tips to help you create long-lasting change. And it takes 21 days to create a new habit. This is something, that's been studied. Like if you do something consistently for 21 days, it creates a new habit. So keep that in mind. Whatever resolution you want to do, if it's exercising more or losing weight or whatever it is. 21 days is key, and that's 3 weeks. All right, so dream big. Give yourself permission to dream big. So audacious goals are compelling, but you want to compete in a marathon or a triathlon. These are these are very big goals. Lose 50 pounds or just enough to fit into clothes you once loved. So with perseverance, encouragement, and support, you can do it. An ambitious aim often inspires others around you as well. So many times, when you're working on a resolution for yourself, you also inspire people around you. It can be, your partner or friends or family. So many will cheer you on. Some will be happy to help in practical ways, such as by training with you or taking on tasks you normally handle in order to free up your time. And especially like if you have goals, to lose weight or exercise more, it's a great idea to like talk to a friend, like recruit like a family member or a friend, to exercise with you now. That always, motivates people more if you're doing something with somebody else. So break big dreams into small enough steps, right? So many times if you have a big dream, it can feel overwhelming. So look at it like do baby steps, like cut it up into smaller steps. So think smaller, so small steps move you forward to your ultimate goal. Look for surefire bets. Just getting to first base can build your confidence to tackle and succeed at more difficult tasks. So don't disdain easy choices. If you start every plan with a to-do list, I love doing these, to-do lists. You're guaranteed to check one box off quickly. Like I always do to-do lists, and then, when I finish doing something, I check it off. So that's great, motivation and incentive as well. So it's not a joke. A study on loyalty programs that aim to motivate consumers found that giving people 2 free punches on a frequent buyer card encouraged repeat business. So it actually works. So break hard jobs down into smaller line items and enjoy breezing through the easy tasks first. So this is key, especially like if you have a very big goal, if you want to, run a marathon or do a triathlon, like break it up into smaller parts so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Understand why you shouldn't make a change. So this probably sounds, strange, but until you grasp why you're sticking to old habits and routines, it may be hard to muster enough energy and will to take a hard left toward change, right? Because we tend to be creatures of habit and we tend to do the same things over and over again. So many times it can be hard, to break those patterns and to create new habits. So, unhealthy behaviors like overeating and smoking have immediate pleasurable payoffs as well as costs. So, when you're considering a change, take time to think it through. You boost your chance of success when the balance of pluses and minuses tips enough to make adopting a new behavior more attractive than standing in place. And this, like, the thing that comes to mind with this as well is that when there's more pain than gain, even in a relationship, if you're in a situation, like, you have to look at, is there more pain than gain? If there's more gain, you're going to stay in your present situation. If there's more pain, you're going to make changes, and yeah, you're going to make changes. So it's the same thing with resolutions and actually, doing something, right? So if you have a behavior, that makes you feel bad, you have more of an incentive to change it so that you feel better. So engaging in enjoyable aspects of an unhealthy behavior without the behavior itself helps too. For example, if you enjoy taking a break while having a smoke, take the break and enjoy it, but find healthier ways to do so. Otherwise, you're working against a headwind and are less likely to experience lasting success. Commit yourself. You have to make a commitment, and this is, you're making a commitment to yourself, right? Like, to improve yourself and to improve your life in all ways. So make yourself accountable through a written or verbal promise to people you don't want to let down. Like, you can do this in many different ways. You can just, make this promise to yourself, and you can write it out for yourself. Whenever you write something, you put more energy behind it. So it's a good idea to do that. And then, that will encourage you to slog through tough spots. And then, one person created a Facebook page devoted to her goals for weight loss. Of course, you don't have to do that. You don't have to, announce it to the world like this, but do whatever feels right. Do whatever feels right for you. You can make a less public promise to your partner, or a child, or a teacher, doctor, boss, or friends. And then look for support. Like, it's very important to have support. If you want to, post your promise on Facebook, tweet it to your followers, or seek out folks with like-minded goals online. Just look for some kind of support, because it's easier to achieve goals when you have support and you don't have to do it all by yourself. Give yourself a medal. Don't wait to call yourself a winner until you've pounded through the last mile of your big dream marathon or lost every unwanted ounce. Health changes are often incremental, so encourage yourself to keep at it by pausing to acknowledge success as you tick off small and big steps in route to a goal. So let's say, if you want to lose, 20 pounds, like, once you've lost, 5 pounds, reward yourself somehow. Of course, don't reward yourself like, eating something bad. Reward yourself like in a different way, like, get a massage, or do whatever you can do, with these restrictions. But so yeah, so blast your favorite tune each time you reach 5,000 steps, or get a pat on the back from your coach or a spouse, and ask family and friends to cheer you on, and look for an online support group. There's all kinds of support groups out there. So just look for a support group, that deals with, whatever goal you have. Learn from the past. So anytime you fail to make a change, consider it a step toward your goal. Why? Because each sincere attempt represents a lesson learned. When you hit a snag, take a moment to think about what did and didn't work. Maybe you took on too big a challenge. This tends to happen a lot. That you might have a resolution that's like way too big, and then because it's so big and overwhelming, then you just decide to forget about it. If so, scale back to a less ambitious challenge, or break the big one into tinier steps. If nailing down 30 consecutive minutes to exercise never seems to work on busy days, break that down by aiming for 3 10-minute walks, one before work, one during lunch, one after work, or a 20-minute walk at lunch plus a 10-minute mix of marching, stair climbing, and jumping rope, or similar activities slipped into your TV schedule. So be creative, find like creative ways, to do things differently, right? So that you stick to your goals, and you don't get bored in the process, or demotivated, because you can get bored and demotivated very fast. Give thanks for what you do. So forget perfection, don't try to be, perfect. So set your sights on finishing, the marathon, not on running it. So if you compete to complete, you'll be a winner, even if you wind up, walking as much as you run. So with exercise and so many other goals we set, you'll benefit even when doing less than you'd like to do. And any activity is always better than none. So if your goal for Tuesday is a 30-minute workout at the gym, but you only squeeze in 10 minutes, feel grateful for that. It's enough. Maybe tomorrow will be better, and of course, some days you'll feel better and you're going to have more energy, and then other days, you're going to have less energy. So be kind and compassionate, with yourself, setting these goals and accomplishing the goals. And then just pick one thing, because many times, we tend to think about too many things at once, and it can get overwhelming. So if you want to change your life or your lifestyle, don't try to change the whole thing at once. It's not going to work. So instead, pick one area of your life to change to begin with. Like focus on one area, that you want to change. So make it something concrete so you know exactly what change you're planning to make. If you're successful with the first change, you can go ahead and make another change after a month or so. And by making small changes one after the other, you still have the chance to be a whole new you at the end of the year. And it's a much more realistic way of doing it, because of course you're not going to change everything overnight, so yeah, so try not to overwhelm yourself um, with like goals that are too big and not realistic. So don't pick a New Year's resolution that's bound to fail either. Like running a marathon if you're 40 pounds overweight and get out of breath walking upstairs. If that's the case, resolve to walk every day. When you've got that habit down, you can graduate to running in short bursts, constant running by March or April, and a marathon at the end of the year. So what's the one habit you most want to change? That's something that all of you, can think about. What's one habit that you want to change this year? Plan ahead. So to ensure success, you need to research the change you're making and plan ahead so you have the resources available when you need them. So here are a few things you should do to prepare and get all the systems in place ready to make your change. Read up on it. You can do so much research. Go to the library and get books on the subject. Of course, look online. Whether it's quitting smoking, taking up running or yoga, or becoming vegan, there are books to help you prepare for it. I mean, there's literally books for everything these days. You can get everything, on Amazon. Or of course, use the internet. If you do enough research, you should even be looking forward to making the change. And plan for success, like this is really important, like think about, like have the mindset that you're going to succeed, because many times, people with resolutions, when they want to do something, sometimes it's like they sabotage themselves just by saying and thinking, well, I want to do this, but it's not going to work, so why even bother? So plan for success, don't plan for failure. So get everything ready so things will run smoothly. If you're taking up running, make sure that you have the trainers, your clothes, hat, glasses, iPod loaded with your with your music, and then there are not going to be any excuses, because of course if you want to do something and it requires like extra effort, you can come up with all kinds of excuses why not to do it. Anticipate problems. So there will be problems, so make a list of what they'll be. If you think about it, you'll be able to anticipate problems at certain times of the day with specific people or in special situations. So once you've identified the times that will probably be hard, work out ways to cope with them when they inevitably crop up. Like it's good to, think about what could go wrong, but of course, don't focus on that. Focus on achieving your goal, right? And focus on having like a positive mindset around it. But also, it's good to be flexible as well, in life in general. Things always happen, and there's all kinds of twists and turns in life. So, be open to being flexible, and anticipate problems. But even if problems arise, just stay calm and think about, what you can do to solve the problems, and don't let the little bumps in the road like stop you from achieving, whatever goal you have, whatever resolution you have. Pick a start date. So you don't have to make these changes on New Year's Day, right? Many times, people start, thinking about, what they want to do on New Year's Day, and then like a week later, they've forgotten about what they thought about on New Year's Day. So that's the conventional wisdom. But if you truly want to make changes, then pick a day when you know you'll be well rested, enthusiastic, and surrounded by positive people. And today, it's the last day in January. So, your start date can be the 1st of February, which is tomorrow, right? And it's the beginning, it's the beginning of the month. So it's a great start date for resolutions and goals. So sometimes picking a date doesn't work, but it's better to wait until your whole mind and body are fully ready to take on the challenge. So you'll know when it is, when the time comes, and whenever you want to do anything in life, whenever you have a goal or a resolution, like it's really important to align yourself in all ways, like, with achieving that goal, right? So you have to think about it positively, you have to talk about it positively, and then you have to put positive action behind it. And of course, you have to feel like you deserve it and you're worthy of receiving it. Like all those aspects have to be aligned, for you to accomplish, whatever goal or resolution you have. Mm. All right. So on the big day that you choose, you go for it. You go for it, and you go for it like 100%, so you make a real commitment, and you're making a commitment to yourself, and you're making a commitment to improving, your life, so, be real about it, so make a commitment and write it down on a card. Writing things down, puts more energy behind it. So you just need one short phrase you can carry in your wallet, or you can keep it in your car, by your bed, on your bathroom mirror, for an extra dose of positive reinforcement. And you can even think of, like, a positive affirmation that will help you, achieve, what you want to achieve, um yeah. And it could be like everybody's positive affirmation would be different, but think about, like, what would be like what would be something good that you can say to yourself all the time, which like reinforces you and your goals and your resolutions. So your commitment card, can say something like, I enjoy a clean, smoke-free life. Obviously, if you want to quit smoking. I stay calm and in control even under times of stress. I think that that's a good one for everybody. I'm committed to learning how to run my own business, if you're an entrepreneur. And I meditate daily, if you want to do, yeah, if one of your resolutions is to meditate every day, I meditate daily. is a great affirmation and a great thing for you to say to yourself. And then accept failure, because then that, things happen, twists and turns happen, and sometimes you're going to fail, but don't let the small failures like stop you completely. Even if you have like a bad day, and you don't exercise, or you eat something bad, whatever it is that you do, don't let that one mistake sabotage everything, because even if you make a mistake, you can pick it up like the next day and continue. You don't just have to, don't throw it all away, because of mistakes. So if you do fail and sneak a cigarette, miss a walk, or shout at the kids one morning, don't hate yourself for it. Make a note of the triggers that caused the setback and vow to learn a lesson from them. Like we learn from everything, right? So learn from the mistakes. If you know that alcohol makes you crave cigarettes and oversleep the next day, cut back on it. If you know the morning rush before school makes you shout, then get up earlier, prepare things the night before to make it easier on you. So it's all about, planning ahead. So perseverance is the key to success. Try again, keep trying, and you will succeed. Perseverance is really, really important. And, that's like a major thing for accomplishing goals and resolutions. Like you need to have perseverance, especially when things don't go the way that you want them to go. Plan rewards, reward yourself. So small rewards are great encouragement to keep you going during the hardest first days. So after that, you can probably reward yourself once a week with a magazine or a long distance call to a supportive friend, a siesta, a trip to the movies, or whatever makes you tick, whatever makes you happy. Later, you can change the rewards to monthly, and then at the end of the year, you can pick an anniversary reward. Like think about something really nice, that you can reward yourself with, at the end of the year when you've accomplished, whatever goal and whatever resolution you have. So you deserve it, and you'll have earned it as well. And now you have like 11 months to plan like a really nice reward. So final thoughts, whatever your plans and goals are for this year, I wish you good luck with them. But remember, it's your life and you make your own luck. It's like you co-create, your world and your life, with the universe. Like you do your part, with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. And then the universe, destiny, whatever name you want to call it, will meet you halfway and bring people, events, and circumstances into your life, which will help you accomplish your goals and your resolutions. So decide what you want to do this year, plan how to get it, and go for it. And I'll definitely be cheering you on. And then vision boards. This is a great exercise to do, especially at the beginning of the year, especially when you're thinking about your resolutions and your goals. So you create a vision board with images of the life that you would like to create. So you go through magazines and you cut out images that you like, and you think about the different areas of your life: relationships, self-development, career, travel, hobbies, health, finances, social life, family, fun, and creativity. So you get like a big like poster board, or any kind of board that you want. Then you go through magazines and you pick images that you would like, and then you create a collage of your dream life, and then when you have and allow yourself to dream big, right? Because many times people don't give themselves permission to dream big, because they think to themselves, well, I have this big dream, but it's completely like it's not realistic, because you don't know how it's gonna happen. But the great thing is that you don't need to know like how this dream will manifest, because what you need to do, you need to have like your vision and your intention and your goal. And then you also need to believe that it's possible. You need to believe that it's possible, that this happens. You also need to believe that you're worthy receiving whatever it is, that you want. Because there's a very big, aspect of receiving, right? Like some people find it hard to receive. Sometimes it's easier to give, but you also need to be able to receive, right? So when all of those aspects are aligned, then the universe will bring you people, events, and circumstances which will help you achieve whatever dreams and goals you have on this vision board. And put it's a great idea to put this vision board somewhere where you see it every day, like your bedroom. And then picture yourself, imagine yourself accomplishing the things that you have on this vision board. Because when you visualize, your brain doesn't know if it's happening for real or if you're imagining it, right? So it's a really, really powerful exercise. And I've been using vision boards, like I use vision boards with all my clients. I've been using it more than 10 years at this point, and it's amazing to see like all the things that my clients have been able to manifest with these vision boards. And and not knowing how these things were going to happen. Like one of my clients, she manifested everything that she had on a vision board in 1 year. And it doesn't always happen so fast, but it can happen so fast. And she had really big things on this vision board. She had moving to a different country. She was going to buy an apartment in that country and get a new job and get a new boyfriend. And she did it all. She did it all in 1 year. So things can happen very, very fast, especially when, like, especially when all the elements are aligned, and you take action behind whatever it is that you want to accomplish. So yeah, so I highly suggest doing a vision board at the beginning of the year. So stay open to magic. Stay open to magic and life surprising you. Life is full of surprises, and you just never know, what can happen. And your whole life can change in one moment. You can meet somebody and your life changes, or you get a new job and your life changes. Like, yeah, the only constant in life is change, right? So, and even now, in this crazy situation that we're in, it's not going to last forever. This too shall pass. And there's a big light at the end of the tunnel, of the corona tunnel. So I offer coaching sessions in English, Spanish, Finnish, and Italian. And you can get in touch with me if you'd like a session. My email is lauracoaching@gmail.com, and my website is lauravinenkoski.com. So thank you. Thank you very much. And stop the recording.